All right, hey, Shalom Makia, I'm Aquath of the elect of the nation of Israel. Hey, I'm out here with the brother Zayan, okay,
Shalom.
impromptu, okay, in transit, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashem El Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash, okay, and double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and we are the true Hebrew Israelites, okay, of the Holy Scriptures, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, okay, we make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, okay, Judah being the head of the southern kingdom, so-called Negroes, and so-called Latinos are the head tribe, okay, of was that Ephraim Aparayam, okay. And again, man, okay, there's a continuation, which earlier we did a walk and talk at the park, in the spirit, man. We're going into various topics, and just flowing, man, because ultimately this truth is about flowing in the spirit and growing in the spirit, man. Just like when you have a plant at home, okay, you might want to make it grow to a after many years into a very tall plant, even unto a tree. But you gotta add what? You gotta add water. Okay, you gotta put some sunlight, soil.
You gotta constantly feed it nutrients.
You're gonna feed it, man. And what happens when you stop feeding that plant, man? It starts dying.
And that's a figurative to speak. Feeding the spirit.
Yep, the spirit.
You gotta mostly feed the spirit, because if you're not feeding the spirit, what are you doing? You're dying. You're losing nutrition. You're falling back. So that's what me and the Aki were talking about right now. Going into that, because it should already be in your spirit to want to grow, want to come on a certain level in this truth. You want to build yourself up to a certain level in this truth. You don't want to just stay stagnant.
Yep. And the way you grow, it tells you that in the book of I think that's 1 Peter 2:2. Okay, by the milk. Okay, which the milk is a metaphor for the most basic concepts or teachings of Yahweh Shai. Examples of the milk is what? Knowing who you are first and foremost, your nationality. Okay,
who the enemy is. The Gentiles.
Okay, what are the chariots?
There you go. Cornelius being an Israelite.
Yep, Job being an Israelite.
Oh, the Mamzer. You gotta break down these Mamzer doctrines too, knowing that, going into the Blue Letter Bible and figuring out that there's little flaws in there.
Yep.
It tells you that you're a Mamzer by the mom's side. Just things like that
stumbling blocks.
There you go. Break down these stumbling blocks, which would be the milk, so then Yahweh Shai would give you the increase. Give you the increase and start opening up certain things and start revealing deeper things into you, because now you're gonna start getting ready to bring out teeth. You're gonna stop sucking on milk, but you're still gonna be drinking milk, but you're gonna be able to digest a little bit more a little harsher,
more meat.
A little harsher.
And Apostle Paul, one of his letters, I think that's in Corinthians, he told the Corinth, who are Israelite foreigners, he told them, I will not feed you with meat because you cannot bear it. Okay, because there's a lot of brothers that can bear the meat, the hard, dark sayings of old. You see, that's why you got to start in the milk. Okay, the basics, man. You can't just, it's like when you go to a high school, bro. You can't just go straight, to being a senior. You got to go through the steps, freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and then a senior, man.
Because if you try to eat a piece of meat when your tooth hasn't came out, what's gonna happen? You're gonna choke.
Yep.
You're gonna choke on the word.
Even honey too, bro.
There you go.
Even honey. It goes into Proverbs. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient to thee. Roughly paraphrasing. So you got to get this truth, man. You got to eat sufficient enough that's gonna sustain you. Okay, and that applies to every brother in general.
Because if you do eat too much, what's gonna happen? If you have too much of a certain thing, you start to hate it. You don't even start liking them.
Start vomiting it.
I already ate that too many times, but I already just got done eating. This is my fucking 5th plate of chicken wings already. But damn,
that's why you get annoyed, bro.
There you go.
And not only that, but your body starts feeling a little different.
There you go.
Your body starts craving different things.
And that that could be philosophies.
Yep.
Man, I already did all. I already did that Hebrew Israelite thing. I already did that, But what happened? You had too much honey. You were just trying to listen to all the good things and all the things but you weren't willing to, go into the bitter things. Balance yourself out and drink some milk. Throw a little bit of meat on the milk. Do certain things like that's gonna allow you to fall.
Yeah, getting too comfortable in the sweet part. And that's why Yahweh Shai told us to even eat the bitter parts, because when you eat the most bitter foods, that's actually the healthiest foods. Okay, the bitter part of this truth, the bitter truth. Okay, Ezekiel. Okay, Ezekiel in the 3rd chapter goes into how the angel, one of the messengers, gave Ezekiel the little book. Okay, that it was sweet in his stomach, but after a while it was bitter.
Yeah, because you started to realize the truth of this thing. Even us as babes, we're still kind of young. We're still actually hella young, but we still understand the things that are getting ready to come upon us.
Yep.
Getting ready to really come upon the earth, and it's bitter.
Yeah, it's bitter.
It's bitter and it's heavy. And that's why we walk a certain way to us. We have a certain countenance to us because we are trying to make sure we're not caught up into that shit. Because it's serious. It's serious. It's not something we play with. That's why the apostles, tell y'all like this is not a game. Like Jay gotta get on the level.
Yeah. Yeah, and a whole different level, especially in these last days, man. Okay, because scriptures go into going from glory to glory, man. And part of going from glory to glory is actually traveling. Sirach, I think that's Sirach 34. A man that has traveled much, gained much experience, man. And a man that has never traveled will never grow. You will stay in that same glory, man. Okay, you gotta be able to, spiritually travel too. Travel with the scriptures. Okay, sometimes you gotta go back in the beginning, back in the book of Genesis.
Go into your old notes.
Yeah, your old notes. Yeah.
Open up that book, old notebook that had from a long time ago, and open that up and start going through it. Start understanding it and bringing out. Oh, this is because we're in the flesh. We're fleshly beings. Our brain gets a little bit weak. We might forget certain things we might touched upon, and that's why it's important. We constantly travel in this truth. Travel.
King Solomon, which is Yahweh Shai, he goes into that in the book of Ecclesiastes. Okay, studying too much, where the flesh. Okay, which go into studying too much. It goes into just if you're just reading, but you're not applying it, man. You got to be able to to do your lessons. Read, prophesy. Every week if you can, every weekend. That's an example, man, of having a perfect balance.
Because if you're not applying these things, it's dead weight. It's dead. It doesn't mean anything. You're watching these breakdowns. You're doing these notes. You're doing these lessons.
Yep.
But and I mentioned another way I can talk. You're doing all these things, but at the end you don't apply it. It's not even worth anything. You're just doing things just to do it.
Yeah, and it tells you that in the book of James. What does a profit, my brethren, if a man say he has faith, but he have no works, will faith, save him? Roughly paraphrasing.
Will faith save him only?
Yep. Oh. And that also goes into 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, how the elect will be saved with their faith and their works. So faith and works goes hand in hand. That's an example of applying.
You can't just have works and not have faith.
Yeah.
Because certain brothers, they claim to be in the truth. They do things. So like if you say certain brothers, because
in general.
Yeah, I don't want to be on that spirit. So like but just me. I put me. I'm not just gonna come into this thing and just do works and try to go teach, try to watch these lessons and breakdowns and make videos and then just close it all off and then just try to fucking just go back being a motherfucking regular dude in the world.
Go back being a demon.
Just go back being a regular demon. There's no point in me even doing this work. It's like if you say brothers.
Yeah, because if you do that, bro, that goes into a wicked sacrifice. Meaning you're sacrificing like Cain, and the Lord's gonna reject that. He's not gonna make you grow. You gotta be like Abel, our forefather Abel. You gotta be able to have those righteous sacrifices.
Sacrifices. There you go. That's why when we go out of camp, what do we say? I don't know what this camp session was a worthy sacrifice to Yahweh Shai.
And what's better than a sacrifice? Obedience. To obey is better than sacrifice. It tells you that in the book of Samuel. You gotta obey who? It tells you that in the book of Acts 5:29 down to 31 that we shall obey Yahweh rather than men.
There you go.
Obedience, man. And obedience, man, it comes a long way. That goes into what? Discipline.
There you go.
It tells you that in the book of Sirach, accept discipline with wisdom.
Discipline that brings in what? Humbleness. You gotta be humble to obey. You can't be prideful. I don't gotta listen to that shit. What the fuck?
Yep.
You gotta have that contrite spirit.
That's Esau's spirit, bro. Very prideful. You can't tell him anything.
Can't tell him shit. And that's even Jake, bro. Jake in the world in 2/3, made the head hard.
Oh, they're hardening their heads like the necks of their forefathers. Roughly paraphrasing.
And then I made their eyes or their heart fat. You know, slightly paraphrasing, meaning, hey, even Jake, you know, that's how they act when they hear this truth. I mean, I don't gotta listen to these dudes. What the fuck?
They have wax and fat.
Yeah, wax and fat because what? They're prideful. You don't have that humble. You got to be humble to take rebuke too. You know, we all get rebuked in this truth. You know, everybody gets rebuked, but it's to what?
It's to better you. To make you grow, bro.
But hey, grow. Hey, that's what it is. You know, we want to grow. You know, you want to grow in this thing. You don't want to just constantly in the same position. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
in the same level, in the same glory.
I mean, do you work out just to fucking keep your muscles at the same fucking, you know, the same weight or whatever? You know,
same volume.
Same volume. There you go.
That's the spirit, bro.
Hey, we're gonna see a lot of that. And during Jacob's trouble, them ambulances aren't even gonna be able to save you.
And it's his guardian, bro, on the ambulance. That's the spirit.
Oh, that's the spirit called like about.
And who's our main guardian, man? Our guardian is Yahweh Shai. Okay, he's gonna guard us during the time of Jacob's trouble, because ultimately we are in the time of Jacob's trouble. Apostle Rakah mentioned that. Well, there's different levels. It's like you have different levels of faith. Well, there's different levels of Jacob's trouble, man. Was that Jeremiah 30:7? Allah's for the day is great.
Oh, Khan, actually, Yashawama went into that. The elder Yashawama went into that, saying that, you know, all these what's it called? All these what do you say? All these what is all these laws or all these laws that he has set up already are just waiting to be implemented. Everything's already set up for Jacob's trouble to hit. Everything's already set up for the Kragma to hit. All these things he already has it set up. He just has to make it mandatory, make these things actually happen. It's just that's why the Aki mentioned is different levels to Jacob's trouble, because right now it's just the beginning stages of testing out the shutting down of these stores.
The graphos.
There you go.
Testing the graphos.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, graphos. You know, the thing that goes that juice, and then you know the shutting down the stores. You know, setting up little stations for the Karagma, you know.
Yeah. Bringing
out certain policies and things that would forward you to be like, dang, you know, a Dorito chip might not be that bad, you know. It might be better for the society. You know, the earth, you know, needs this. That, you know, Yashram was going into that too. You know how they're gonna push these things through the guise of helping you.
Yeah,
making it seem that you're helping, and that's why, you know, it's gonna be enticing. You know, that's why we gotta build ourselves up, grow, because you know it's a temptation. It's not gonna be something that you're just gonna. I don't gotta take that shit out the phone. Yeah, it's gonna be a temptation, enticing. It's gonna be, damn, you know, I don't know if I'm actually gonna, you know, it's gonna be that's why we're growing, building up our faith, doing certain things to, you know, build our faith.
And what's gonna deliver you from that temptation? Because ultimately, one of the greatest temptations of you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man is that woman.
Oh, there you go.
And that woman comes in the form of the Karagma, the graphos.
There you go.
When you go into the book of Proverbs, was that 6 and 23, it goes into, for the commandment is a lamp, okay, and the law is light, and reproofs or rebuke of instruction are the way of life. For what? To remove you from the evil woman, okay, the woman that, you know, speaks guile. Okay, deception. Okay, that woman is, you know, ultimately okay, in this technology, man. Which that's the greatest temptation, man.
And that is actually the greatest temptation to Jake too, is the actual woman. So that's the spirit that is likened unto a woman. Because Jake, once it comes to being in a woman, the scriptures talk about kings falling off for women.
First Ezra, the 4th chapter. Roughly paraphrasing, it goes into many men have erred and perished because of women.
Because of women. So a lot of, you know, men are gonna err when, you know, this technology actually comes forth.
They're gonna bow down to the Queen of Heaven, bro.
I reserved me 700.
Romans 11. Have reserved unto me 7,000 men that will not bow down to the image of Baal.
And that image is gonna come in the form of Karagma, and because the Karagma is just the main tie of the whole NWO, the Esau filling his belly, that whole New World Order.
Yeah.
The Quran was just the main tie of it, because when you take that means you fully believe in the system.
Yeah.
You fully believe in Egypt. You know, you fully believe
slavery and bondage.
You're in bondage. You know, you fully believe in this thing. But when the Quran gets up, that's when we lose this bondage. And where are we gonna go? We're gonna go in full faith in Yahweh Shai. That he's gonna that he's gonna provide for us when we don't have a Walmart down the street.
Right.
That He's gonna provide for us when we can't just open up the faucet and start putting up water in the cup. You know, He's gonna provide for us when we need new clothes, when you know, socks are all worn out. Yeah. The Lord sends us His angel, an angel, man of appearance, because He hands us new socks. Randomly, you know, just miracles popping.
Might have a bird, or was that like I think it's Elisha or Elisha when that bird fed him, okay, for breakfast and lunch, and it sustained him for I think it was like about 40 days. Yeah. Which 40, when you go and study the numerology of 40, it means a trial, a complete days of trial. Just like when Moses went up to that mountain before he received the laws, he went there 40 days. Yahushua was tempted for 40 days in the wilderness, Matthew the 4th chapter.
And that's how it's gonna be. We're gonna get tempted. Yeah. You know, we're gonna get kicked out of these houses because He's gonna have troops surrounding things, and we're gonna be on the move. And that's why if you see the walk and talk we just made, we're in the wilderness. You know, we're actually out there in the forest at the park, but we have a little trail, whatever. But for the most part, we're not gonna be on the trail. We're not gonna have a certain path that we're gonna be walking. We're gonna be walking in the path that Yahushua leads us to, if we be those men. You know. And then we're gonna have to lean on Yahushua, only lean on that Spirit, you know. And in order to even lean on that shit, you get slacking on that shit. But I mean, you know, faith. In order to lean on that, you gotta actually grow yourself up to fully believe in that. You know, fully like, our things hit. What did we do, bro? You know, we did it. You know, hey, let's knock it off. You know, we did everything we needed to do, and now it's time to fucking actually put this shit to work. You know, let's see. You know, now it's time for Yahushua to move. You know, now it's time for Him to defend us. You know, because we're gonna be defenseless towards He. Yahushua is gonna have to raise up that standard. You know, Yahushua is gonna have to, you know, provide for us, and He wants us to do that. You know, He wants us to have that little room so He can move in and do His things. You know, it's like He's gonna put you in the corner just so He can come in and, you know, do His work, show you His power. Yep. Because it's on the glorification of what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All the things that we're doing is what
to magnify Him.
There you go, to magnify Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, our Savior, our Redeemer.
Yeah. Because ultimately, it's like real quick, bro. Because you mentioned that we're defenseless. We're defenseless, and when you go into the book of Isaiah, it says that Jake, okay, you know, primarily us brothers, Lord's will, we're like unto a worm.
There you go.
And a worm's greatest predator or enemy is an eagle.
That worm Jacob. Oh, that eagle.
You know, that eagle is Esau. And the worm is defenseless, man. Is always, you know, crawling in the ground, you know, just moving, going from dirt to dirt.
You're right.
And that's us right now. We're defenseless. We don't have a military.
There you go.
You know, the Navy. All we have is, you know, relying on Yahushua,
there you go.
Which is the spirit of prophecy, man.
So, hey, a worm is what? We're that worm. We're defense is just worming around.
Yeah, we're just worming around, bro.
Worming around, and what Yahushua is, or what? Our shield, you know, our guide, our sword. He's our everything. You know, he's our protector. You know, from what? The eagle, you know, and then, you know, just demons, you know, actually the spiritual deities, demons, you know, brothers get sleep paralysis and things of that nature. Yep. You know, and hey, Yahushua is our defense from these things that are getting ready to come upon, you know.
And David spoke about that, how Yahushua, that's his defense and buckler.
Oh, there you go.
Even in Psalms 23, it says, what? Though I walk in the shadow of the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. It was the shadow of the valley of death of Babylon, America. I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me.
There you go.
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thy rod and thy staff, that's what? That's your protection.
There you go.
That's Yahushua. Just when Moses had that staff, when he was going against Pharaoh, that staff, that's Yahushua, man.
Hey, and that's how we're gonna be. We don't have our own guns. We don't have anything that we're putting forth faith. Yep. We're putting up forward what? Yahushua. We're putting forward Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. No, we're leaning on
victory, bro.
On victory.
Because when you real quick, bro, when you go into Yahushua, you know, which means He is salvation or He delivers. When you go into the actual name of Yahushua, it means victory. So we're relying on victory, man. And it tells you that in the book of I think that's in 2 John. For this is our faith and our victory. Okay, with that victory, roughly paraphrasing, we're gonna overcome the evil one.
And we're gonna
E.
Yep, that's the spirit too. Because we're also gonna overcome what? Famine, pestilence. We're gonna overcome, you know, E. You know, we're gonna overcome things that we can't even have control over. You know, we're gonna overcome what? Jacob's trouble, which we're down the street from. You know, we're down the street from. You know, so the only way we're gonna even be able to get safe from that is if, you know, we be of the elect. You know, I don't have to put on therefore as the elect of the Most High. Yep. So what do? We're putting on therefore as the elect. You know, doing as much as we can to glorify Yahushua, to, you know, make it, to edify the body, to, you know, do, you know, certain things that
that are profitable.
That are profitable.
Yep.
Even though we're unprofitable, but
servants,
that are profitable to us in these times to come. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, with that, anything else, bro?
No.
Hey, with that, you know, again in transit, you know, from a prelude of the past lesson we did earlier, walk and talk. Hey, with that, hey, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Again, double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, the men that taught us 100% truth according to the Holy Scriptures. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who are scattered amongst the heathen. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.